stage. Breaking from the cage, now they about to feel my rage. Stepping through the circus where the clowns wear the crowns. Marble halls, power calls, and the truth get drowned. 1600 epicenter where they got them scams.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It's another scam. Spitting venom, pins a weapon, dissecting deception. Every election's a selection rigged by perfection. They pull the levers, move the gears, and make the masses blind. Feed your tears and your fears, keep the trap in line. Secret Service get you whacked to casualty. Oval Office double cross, that's the strategy. Paint the picture.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I'ma wait, stop the hate.
Let the real one speak.
It's rigged. System built the class. Pawns in the game, got me caught up in the trap. 1600 hits, reading all about the rest. Pawns in the game, got me standing in the trap. It's rigged. Power in the game. Check me. No, you can't escape the fate. 1600, yeah, got me running from the stage. Breaking from the cage, now they about to feel my rage. Back up in the lab, crafting bars like a chemist. Every word I say is a missile, aiming at my minutes. Rewrite the history and spin it like it was a fable. Cut the cable, cut the label, flip the holding table. I'ma keep on rapping, scream it all through the static. While they traffic in the panic, I'ma make it tragic. 1600 where the vultures circle real low. Selling hope, but the rope tied around your throat. Surgical with the word scalpel to the lies. Peeling back the curtain, see the devil in disguise. Yeah, see the devil rigged.
Good morning, ladies and
It's rigged. System built the class. Pawns in the game, got me caught up in the trap. 1600 heads scheming all about the rest. This game got me standing in the trap. It's rigged. Check me.
This show started, ladies and gentlemen. We don't got all morning. You know what we came to do? Welcome to the show. Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Sitting in my living room, screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. Let's go, WPN. Good morning. Oh, brother Dane, you're here. Wow. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Let's do it. They don't keep me positive. They text me. Uh-oh, here's my favorite part. Yeah, right, get ready to do it with me. Here goes. Zeus haters.
I haven't gone into Zeus's closet and get a place. That shit was radical.
Keep it clean, man, please.
It was horrible.
Please.
I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the
Give me a
rails.
break. I'm going off the rails. Have you seen the country? Have you actually looked at outside of your window? I mean, these folks, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I am your host, I'm your pilot, and once again we are gathered to do the real work it takes to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump. And, you know, we all should just say it together. This legion of demonic and wicked evil people who worship Donald Trump and are destroying the great country we once had. I mean, maybe America wasn't ever great before, and, you know, there was hope, but there's no hope as long as Donald Trump is, you know, president, right? And so what we'll do is we will expose the people destroying this great country of ours, all right? One show at a time. We debunk these folks, these liars in real time, seriously. But before I get into that, you know what I need to do? I need to take care of some very important housekeeping items. For those of you just tuning in, this might be your first time meeting somebody like me, you know. They say, what are you? I'm like, well, I go by the name Zeus, or something like to say Triple H, or the Rizzler, actually, the Rizzler. Because They understand what I mean when I say the Rizzler, because a lot of them, they don't even realize they've been cooked, but when they do realize it, it's usually months later. But I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I am honest. I'm the most honest person on social media, hands down. There's nobody more honest than me. Just they won't do it because they're afraid to do it like I am. All right. So the second H is because I am humble. We're all human beings, right? We'll never get it perfect, right? And so you got to always leave yourself an opportunity, or like an exit, so to speak. So that's why I tell people it's good to be a humble and humble type of person out here. Oh my gosh, it's Monday, right? And then in the final H, ladies and gentlemen, it is because I am and will always remain. Is Eugene here? Because Eugene and Nutty, they have a demon inside of them, and they don't like it when I say it. And these are people that I really have grown to, at least, I understand where they're coming from. But I'll say it anyway. It is because I am and will always remain the most handsome. There you go. Thank you. Now, like I said, you know what we do here? We hold Trump supporters, we hold their feet to the fire. We don't discriminate. No, you could be a white Trump voter. We got tools for you. You could be a woman, a conservative woman. We got tools for you. And by the way, I'm looking for Marsha this morning. Is Marsha here this morning, ladies and gentlemen? Is Marsha, are you here? I'll tell you a quick story because she said she's not coming back to my live. Me and her were going back and forth in DMs. I don't know. Many of you know who Marsha is. But I'm going to speak on it because she says she's not coming to my show. So if you're not coming to my show, what difference does it make? You'll never know, right? But also Blagga. If there's any Blagga out here, I'm your worst nightmare. I am. I really am your worst nightmare because I say what you are afraid to say because unlike you, I am not a hand puppet, all right? And so what I'll say is this. If you are a Trump supporter and you do not want your feelings hurt this morning, do us all a huge favor. Just leave this live and you can go hang out with these fake TikTok hosts out there. All right, because they will lie to you and they'll take your money and then they'll go, now come on back tomorrow. There's more where that came from, right? You go hang out with them, but over here we won't coddle you. We won't let you do, they used to call it the Kansas City shuffle. We're not going to let you do the Democrat shuffle. Well, what's the Democrat shuffle? Well, whenever you put us in a bind using our own logic, because that's what we do, you'll turn around and then you'll say, but Biden, we don't want to hear, I don't want to hear Joe Biden's name anymore from you Trump supporters. I really don't want to hear it. The man's been in office for an entire year. You need to get better lines, all right? I'm sick and tired of hearing Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton. No, talk about the demon in the White House, case closed. So if you don't want to do that, leave my show because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you in here. I promise you it will. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
If you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Mm-hmm. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed. I take no responsibility for anybody's feelings that get hurt. I mean, at this point, it's across the board. I'm not going to be sitting here babysitting a bunch of adults. It gets really thick in here because this is a dirty job. What I do, it's a dirty job on social media. I'll go there. I'll go there with MAGA just to prove a point. I will. No. Look at this, Ray. Oh yeah, Ray, you just reminded me I needed to say something to Marsha. So, and I'm not really directing this at Marsha. I'm directing this to all of you so-called Christians out there. Will y'all please just stop pretending like we normal people that do not worship Donald Trump take you serious when you say you're a Christian. When I ask you, are you a Christian? In a way, I'm being facetious because I already know you're not. I got evidence. I got facts, data, and statistics to support the fact that you're not Christian because there's no way in God's green earth you can convince a thinking person. I'm a free thinker. Look at this. I do this all the time. No strings attached. I'm not a hand puppet. You cannot convince a free thinking human being that what Donald Trump is doing is ordained by God. Every time I ask them, it ain't even anything to debate. Soon as we bring up, are you a Christian? You do the Democrat shuffle. I don't want to hear it, Marcia. You are living in sin. Every single one of you Trump supporters are living in sin. That's why you need Jesus. If you were perfect, you wouldn't need Jesus. Think about this. And now we have a domestic tea. You know, I call those ICE officers. I don't even like to use their name. I don't like giving them that much dignity and calling them officers. These are Epstein soldiers. Donald Trump is going to do anything to stop us from finding out what him and Jeffrey Epstein did. Lake Michigan. Where were the Christians at? You know, the ones that say they're pro-life. Well, where were you at in Lake Michigan when Donald Trump did what he did there? Or where were you at in Oklahoma in the limo with the limo driver and Donald Trump did something very harmful? Soon as that information came out, MAGA, because they accidentally leaked it, soon as we found out just a little bit of the things that Donald Trump did, all of a sudden, we're now invading Venezuela. Now we're getting into it with Iran. I mean, if he wants to be a president for another country, by all means, Donald Trump, go and be a president for any other country. But you really need to get out of that White House because you are evil, unleashed pure evil on us. And so, Marsha, when you sat there, you said what you said to me. I really sat there. She said, I'm not coming to Zeus's Live. Takesha, you wouldn't believe this. I'm not coming to Zeus's Live because all you and your friends do is call us names. Marsha, and you know what the new thing is? I didn't vote for Donald Trump. No, I told you I didn't vote for anyone. You're a liar. You're a liar. I keep telling you. Everybody knows if you didn't vote for Kamala Harris, it's an indirect vote for Donald Trump. Or we know that Donald Trump has done so many harmful and evil things that a lot of you won't own the fact that you voted for Donald Trump. Now it's going to be a secret in the United States of America. A lot of you're going to get older, have kids, and your kids will have kids, and you'll have grandkids, and you'll deny that you voted for Donald Trump because when this is all settled, you're going to have to live with the reality because this is how I see it's going to happen. And I'll get straight to judgment because, Marsha, you got to go to hell. I will send Marsha and anyone that believes what Marsha believes, which is they are a good person and they're God-fearing because they are a Christian and they still support Donald Trump and they refuse to call him out. And they think that what that ICE officer did in, out in Minnesota to Renee Nicole Good, if you believe what that creature, that evil, vile, disgusting, weak, pathetic loser did to that woman was justified, then you're going to hell this morning. You might as well leave my show because I'm going to send you along with your dear leader. So, Marsha, let me say something to you, ma'am. What you are doing right now, it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. And as much as you like to think that you're a great person, I'll be the first one to tell you, you could be married to somebody that's black and think that means you're okay with black people. I don't buy any of that because as far as I'm concerned, you look at that person as they're your property. Yeah. You don't love them. You can't love them if you don't love yourself. Case closed, Marsha. And anybody around you right now telling you you're doing great, they don't like you either. They're just setting you up, They fatten up the pig, so to speak, before it goes to the slaughterhouse. Fatten up the cow before it goes to the slaughterhouse. And that's what I think of every single one of you Trump supporters. I don't want God to have mercy on your soul. Nope. Because you didn't do the right thing when you had time here on earth to get it right with God. Don't try to get right with God when you're on your deathbed running into the hospital. No, don't go to the hospitals. No, Lisa. Oh, now you're mad, Lisa. Lisa, think about this. This is the one thing that really bothers me, Lisa, and I'll be honest with you. Trump voters going inside of a hospital when they get sick. That really bothers me, Lisa. Because when they had their health, right, they didn't think it was necessary to support Obamacare and an affordable care. When they felt great, because they were short-sighted. They didn't think at any moment in their life their health could be an issue. While they're running around here demonizing immigrants, saying they're draining the resources, right? And then boom, like a thief in the night, the Bible talks about like a thief in the night. Hell, chaos, and calamity will descend upon each and every single one of you demons. And guess what you'll do? You'll run to the hospital, and you'll let a Democrat doctor work on you. Dudes, do something, please. I'm sick. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all are a bunch of sick and demented people, just like your dear leader. You don't even care about your own life, but you want to get out here and tell folks like me what I should be doing, thinking and feeling? Absolutely not. And so what I'll do, let's get this show started. Look at him crying in my comment section. Look at him. Look at him crying in my comment section. Hold on. You wouldn't let a MAGA doc work on you? Absolutely not, Ray. Think about it, Ray. You got to go to school, right, to be a doctor. Donald Trump doesn't like smart people. You know that, Ray. So I don't believe a MAGA doctor really exists. Now that I think about it, Ray. So that's kind of, in a way, doesn't make sense. Because if you're a doctor and you support Donald Trump, how are you going to say, well, yeah, he's telling us we don't need vaccines. You know, we got measles cases on the rise. We got flu cases on the rise. He's literally anti-science. So it doesn't go together, Ray. So yeah, if there's a person proclaiming, it's like Dr. Dre. Yeah, he's not really a doctor. I get what you're saying, Ray. But no, I wouldn't let Dr. Dre work on me, Ray. All right. And so, Ray, that's an example. Hey, Ray, do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and warm up the Lake of Fire. This is for Ray, Marsha, DJ. Oh, yeah, DJ. DJ, you know why DJ likes Donald Trump right now? This is funny. Because he says the economy is so great for him. And so what DJ doesn't understand, like most of you Trump voters, is what goes up must come down. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the Lake of Fire and sending every single one of these MAGA demons, yeah, I said it, where they belong, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And I do mean that. What are you here for, Ray? What do you mean you're here for? Are you here to face judgment? Because that's what I'll do. Rick. Every day, myself or some of my great friends on this app, we get up here and we tell you all nothing but the truth. So help us God. And MAGA continues to cry, and they tend to act like they're the victims. But they're not the victims. These are some of the most willing, gullible, sick people I've ever seen. So what I'll give you an example of, Ray and Marsha. Let me ask you this. Why should I listen to somebody that bought one of those Trump phones? You know Donald Trump was selling phones? And I hear 590,000 folks went out there and bought the phones. And they haven't gotten them yet. They gave Trump the money. Why should I? No, but Ray, honestly, what should we take anybody serious that allows Donald Trump to rip them off? Should we take them serious? While at the same time, you could talk to these people and they'll say, but Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Burisma. Remember that? Why didn't James Comer impeach President Biden? You ever seen those Looney Tune cartoons? You know, when Wile E. Coyote runs off the cliff because he thought the Road Runner was going off the cliff, but then the Road Runner goes beep beep, and the Road Runner is still standing there, and the Wile E. Coyote, he's way over there, and then he holds that sign up. I made a mistake, and then he goes blink blink, and then he falls. That's exactly what all of you Trump voters look like when I ask you simple questions. How did you let him trick you into buying a phone? You already had one. So what we'll do is this. I'll warm up I'll do judgment, but listen to this. This had me just cracking up. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, bear with me. Sometimes, you gotta hit restart or refresh on some of these things, but we'll play this. This thing made me laugh so much, ladies and gentlemen. I listened to this and I said, you can't make this stuff up.
Bought those.
Okay, here you go.
So 590,000 people bought those Trump phones, and they're now upset because they weren't delivered by September. Did they think they were ever getting them? What?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. They thought they were getting them. There's really nothing else left to say, Ray. There's really nothing else left to say. And I see somebody out there, he wrote fake news. Let me go ahead. The Trump mobile T1 phones, often called the Trump phones, or golden phones. You know, when you put golden in front of it, these demons fall forward every time. All Trump got to do is say it's gold, and they'll go and empty out their bank account. Have not been delivered yet to customers who pre-ordered them. As of January 2026, multiple reliable reports from sources like Fortune, ABC News, NPR, AP, Financial Times, and others confirm that no units have shipped or been received by customers. Pre-orders begin in mid-2025 with a $100 deposit toward a $499 price. And they say 590,000 folks did this. No, I don't take any of you seriously. I don't. All you do is you prove to us every day what Donald Trump said is true.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire once again. For all of you Trump voters out there that bought these phones, 590,000 of you, 600,000 of you, do us all a huge favor. Give up on life, because it's over. Join me in sending these demons straight to hell. Yeah. Now let's get back to yesterday. Kristi Noem goes on to State of the Union with Jake Tapper, and I got to send Kristi Noem straight to hell. Does anyone remember this? Does anyone recall what this moment was in American history? Does anybody know what this moment was? Seriously, we all remember this. If you don't know, January 6th. That's a law enforcement officer that was being pummeled and squeezed to death by a crowd of Trump supporters that Donald Trump had summoned to the Capitol under the belief that the election was rigged and stolen. These folks went up there. There were over 140 law enforcement officers that these Trump supporters beat up. According to today's standards, those officers, they shouldn't have allowed themselves to get beat up. They should have pulled out their sidearm, and they should have just started unloading on those supporters, right? And if they would have done that, Donald Trump would have said it's justified. Now, I'm not advocating violence at all. Please don't take it that way. But I'm talking about just if we use what Donald Trump's standards are today. If you get in front of a cop car, according to Kristi Noem, or you lay a finger on an officer, that's grounds for execution. So what we have to look at now is say, wow, it's amazing how we didn't have so many executions on January 6th. And then they get mad about what happened to Ashley Babbitt, right? These folks, that's why I said, God is not to be mocked. Marsha, this is why I tell you, you're going to hell, because you don't know the difference between right and wrong anymore. Y'all don't even know the difference between right and wrong anymore. Everybody knows when it comes to MAGA, only thing that is right is what Donald Trump says. Everything else, hey, it's a coin toss. I really can't see it. So what we'll do is we'll let Kristi Noem, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kristi Noem, the demon herself. Remember, oh, another thing, Marsha, you said you don't think women can be presidents, but you think women should be the director of Homeland Security. You think it's okay for that, the secretary? You think it's okay for women to be in leadership roles at the Department of Homeland Security, but they can't be president? You see how you see how the devil just manipulates you? But maybe you're right, Marsha. Maybe you're right. Maybe Kristi Noem is an example of why women shouldn't be in leadership positions. Maybe you're onto something, because, Marsha, I want you to explain this to Big Zeus. Listen to how Jake Tapper corners the demon. That's a cop screaming on January 6th because they were being assaulted by Trump supporters.
Those are law enforcement officers being physically attacked. By this standard, would any of those officers be justified in shooting and killing the people causing them physical harm?
Every single situation is going to rely on the situation those officers are on. But they know that when people are putting hands on them, when they are using weapons against them, when they are physically harming them, that they have the authority to arrest those individuals.
The president
make sure
pardoned
that they're
every single
facing
one of those people.
consequences and make sure that they're getting justice for their actions going forward.
President Trump pardoned every single one of those people.
And every single one of these investigations comes in the full context of the situation on the ground. And that's one thing that President Trump has been so focused on, is making sure that when we're out there, we don't pick and choose which situations are and which laws are enforced and which ones aren't. Every single one of them is being enforced under the Trump administration, and the clarity of the law stands. And if people don't like it, these members of Congress and elected officials should go change the law and make sure they have that debate and policy change.
I just showed you video of people attacking law enforcement officers. Undisputed proof, undisputed evidence. And I just said President Trump pardoned all of them. And you said that President Trump is enforcing all the laws equally. It's just not true. There's a different standard for law enforcement officials being attacked if they're being attacked by Trump supporters. We just saw that.
This individual and these instances and these investigations all have to be taken and done correctly in context of every situation that is happening on the ground. So what we are doing today as the Department of Homeland Security is out there with our law enforcement officers, making sure that we're targeting the worst of the worst and that we're talking factually about each situation and making sure that we're bringing those perpetuators of violence back to justice.
So Kristi Noem failed to uphold the rule of law when it came to calling out the criminals, the thugs, the fragile white guys especially, who got suited up to go meet their dear leader on at the Capitol on January 6th, because I'll let it slide just now. Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris beat the brakes off of them in the election. They couldn't contain themselves. They allowed their emotions and their anger, their racism, their bigotry, and their misogyny to really do a number on them and let them escalate from being just terrible people to then becoming seditionists, treasonous traitors. And now we've learned through the Epstein saga, they're also guardians of predators, guardians of P3DOs. These are some sick folks. These are some sick folks. Because one of the supporters that got in the back of the U-Haul truck, look this up, when they got nabbed by the real Department of Justice, not what we have, the Department of Injustice now, but when the real DOJ got him, they captured his phone and he had child porn on it. So these folks have been sick. Cosmo, I see you here. I know what you and Donald Trump, you and Tiny Tank Top Tim all have in common with him. It's not money. It's not even your complexion. It's your disgusting obsession with people's genitalia and children. And then they get mad at me because I say it the way that it is. There's no other thing. There's no other way you can convince me it's anything other than that, MAGA. Because you all are all the same way. You all are a bunch of sick people. Kristi Noem, how could you sit on national television knowing a woman got shot in the face or pew-pewed in the face? Sorry, TikTok. You know I got to say it the right way. A woman got pew-pewed in the face by a man for simply trying to turn and drive off. And you get on national television and defend this conduct. God is not to be mocked. Who said we're not sick? Who said they're not sick? MAGA, you are sick. You are sick, MAGA. Promise you. And I said this on Dame's Live. Dame, I don't know if you hear, but I'll say it. What's really fascinating about this whole situation is, once again, we're catching, especially Blaga, upholding white supremacy. Remember Irina, the Ukrainian woman who lost her life? Remember her in North Carolina at the hands of a black man, and how outraged MAGA was? Remember that? And it was a bad thing. Yeah, lock that man up. He's a demon. He should have never laid a finger on that white woman. No, she didn't deserve that. And Blaga especially said, yeah, he got to go. But then a white guy pulls the trigger and unalives a white woman. And I said, now, Blaga, do your thing. Hold that white man accountable for doing that. And what did Blagger do? They said, I can't do that. No, why can't you do that? Because I'm over here, Zeus. What are you doing? I am, because they got to act like they're Hercules. I'm upholding white supremacy. Just like Massa taught you, huh? Yeah, just like Massa taught you. I don't have any use for y'all. Y'all keep getting on social media and embarrassing yourselves and embarrassing your families and embarrassing your communities. If I knew you in person, honestly, and someone said, you know this person, and I knew you were out here upholding white supremacy like that, and you couldn't even fix your lips to actually call stuff out, you couldn't call balls, strike, I'd say, oh, I've never heard of them. Nope, never heard. And I try to be honest. So what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire. And I didn't want to go online today and go live because when I start really getting in my feelings about what's going on in America, I know it's hard to deal with, but I'll say it. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed. And I don't want to see any of y'all in these streets when it all comes raining down on you. Sort of like what happened to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these demons where they belong, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
W. Zeus. I saw some Trump voters in my comment section. They said the Democrats paid me. Democrats couldn't pay me enough to do this. I do this because I love the game. I do this because I love the country. Sorry, I'd hate to disappoint you this morning. I do this because I generally despise MAGA. Did you know that? I genuinely, enthusiastically, vehemently despise MAGA. Yeah. So no, that's another lie the devil told you, and you actually listened to the devil, and the devil just played you on my show. Don't let the devil do that to you again, you MAGA demon. W. Zeus. Now, and I got so many reasons to explain. How much time you got? I could explain it to you. I can tell you every reason why I despise MAGA. The ideology, the Christian, and I'm gonna play it to you. I'll give you an example. Somebody sent me this video this morning, and it's been circulating on social media. But I don't care. I'll play it on the show. This is probably the main reason why I despise MAGA, and it has to do with the fact that these folks claim to be Christians. They're the reason that I don't even profess to be a Christian. They're really the reason why I say, keep the Jesus. Who are you praying to? Jesus? Yeah, y'all keep that. Yeah. Because I know white supremacy when I see it. So we'll let this Georgia pastor, Cody Deese, he'll lay into MAGA and explain to all of you.
No longer, as a pastor, as a human, and as someone who's given their life to the way of Jesus, I can no longer stand by as Christianity gets hijacked by a particular agenda that is not the way of Jesus. I cannot stand by as a Christian and watch Christ's name get hijacked to further justify hate, racism,
Facts.
bigotry,
Facts.
misogyny,
Facts.
and white supremacy.
Facts. All things I've said. I've said these
The
things.
colonizers who came to America said they were Christians. The KKK said they were Christians. There have been mass shooters whose profile said they were Christians. There were insurrectionists on January 6th who flew Christian paraphernalia. They claimed to be Christians. There were, check this out, some of you know this, slave owners who claimed to be Christian. And what you see in this moment, this week in American history, is you see the twisting of the truth. And what I want to say to you is, if these quotes that Jesus defeated death so you can live by Charlie Kirk and Dr. King was an awful human being and civil rights was a huge mistake, if these feel incompatible, it's because they are. These quotes are not compatible with each other, and I also would like to say they're not compatible with the teachings and way of Jesus. Now, if this makes you uncomfortable, I would invite you to pause for a minute and think about how uncomfortable this makes our people of color feel.
Boom. W. Cody. So you see these Trump voters in my audience, they're crying right now. Did the man lie? Did the man lie, MAGA? Or are you on the same type of time I'm on right now, and you understand a lot of evil things in this country have been and continue to be done in the name of being a Christian, being, Jesus, following Jesus. So yeah, you keep all that so-called Jesus you got, MAGA, because none of us are buying it. You can't go around here. Name one time Jesus Christ said, go ahead and pull out your sidearm and unalive this woman in the face. Name one time Jesus did that. I'll wait. I will wait. Give me Bible chapter and verse where Jesus told you that it was okay to run around and tackle people because they had came into the country illegally. Give me Bible chapter and verse. I will wait. WCC, thank you. And here's the thing. I could literally open up the box and ask one of them to come up here and do such an exercise. They would get in the box and they would do everything but give me Bible chapter and verse. Because they can't do it. They can't do it. They know they're wrong. You don't listen to the voice of God. None of you Trump supporters listen to the voice of God. The only person's voice MAGA listens to, and I hate to do this to all of you, but we got to do it. The only voice MAGA listens to, ladies and gentlemen, is this man's voice right here. The voice of the demon. And again, I want to remind all of you, everything Donald Trump does makes sense when you realize that he wants to unalive as many people as he can. When you recognize that that's Donald Trump's ultimate goal, because he's a sickly man. He's a sick person. And I've gone over it over and over. You saw what he did during C-19. He lied to the American people. He didn't care how many of us lost our life. All it was about was making sure he stayed in that White House to avoid being held accountable for his sins, for his crime. That's all he cares about. And if that means you got to pay the price and lose your life, he doesn't care. You saw what he did on January 6th. You heard what he did. Listen to this part. This is the part that really gets me. This is the part right here. This is the part, ladies and gentlemen. This is the part when I say, Trump supporters, please need to explain this. Hold on. Explain this. There you go. Yeah.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy.
Remember this?
And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you.
We're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. Just like the devil. The devil does this. He says something that has some truth in it, but it ain't true. And you know what they say? It's kind of like, rat poison. They say this. It's 99.9% food, and just a small amount of it is the actual stuff that'll hurt you. And y'all get out here, and y'all really eat it up, and you wonder why your health is failing. You eat this stuff up, you wonder why your relationships are failing. You eat this stuff up, you wonder why you're losing your jobs, you're losing your friends, because you've been contaminated. Your dear leader is contaminating you with a bunch of BS ideologies that when you go and try to put them into practice in the real world, you realize it's impossible. Look at them crying. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Donald Trump was on Air Force One giving a bit of a gaggle yesterday, and they bombard him with questions. These are questions anybody with a brain should be able to answer and make sense. But one of the things Donald Trump did yesterday, while being asked about what's happening in Iran, is he made a very inappropriate remark towards Caroline Levitt, and it's of the sexual nature. And I just want to know where the outrage from MAGA is. Listen to what he says.
She asked us, can we take 50 million barrels of oil? And I said, yes, we can. It's $4.2 billion. And it's on its way right now to the United States.
When will you meet with Machado this week?
Something to grab here because it's going to get rough, and I don't seem to be in a great. I think you did this to me. You put me in a position where there's absolutely nothing to grab. So I'm looking for something to grab, and it's not going to be Caroline.
Let me go ahead. Now, let me give that to you again, ladies and gentlemen. He says, I'm looking for something to grab. And it's not going to be Caroline. And you got to go back and you go, remember when he said, when you're a star, they let you do it? You know, grab them by the, and I can't say it because it's TikTok, but sexually inappropriate. Where are you conservative women at right now?
With Machado this week.
Something to grab here because it's going to get rough, and I don't seem to be in a great. I think you did this to me. You put me in a position where there's absolutely nothing to grab. So I'm looking for something to grab, and it's not going to be Caroline.
How many oil companies make commitments to you, sir?
He reaches back to grab the wall, and Caroline kind of jumps back, keeping that smile on her face. Blink twice, Caroline, if you need help. Maybe you're compromised at a high level. But this is sick behavior. This is sick. I would never, anybody in leadership at his level knows that's not something you say. That's not Christ-like. Yeah, right, Miss Silk? That's what Jeff said he does. Oh, you put the Epstein angle on it. And look, any conservative women want to say anything about this? Any of you conservative women think this is acceptable? They won't say it. They won't say it to us because then that means they'd have to eat crow right here in front of all of us. I don't mind if you come on my show and eat crow, MAGA. It's better than you going straight to hell. You want to go to hell or you want to eat crow? It's that simple. I'll give you another example of what Donald Trump did. You know, just totally showing you how much he despises women. You know, what is this one? He mocks a CNN reporter for asking if he was concerned if Iran would retaliate, and it's always a woman that he does this to, just like most of you so-called MAGA males.
And I think he's got a very good company, so we may speak to Elon Musk, and in fact, I'm going to call him as soon as I'm finished with you.
Iraq said that they would consider military and commercial bases as legitimate targets if you struck. Are you concerned about
that? We'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before, and they won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force.
Iraq takes their threats seriously?
I think so. Don't you think so, CNN? Don't you think so? Wouldn't you say that they probably do at this point? After going through it for years with me, being hit, Soleimani, al-Baghdadi, the Iran nuclear threat wiped out, don't you think, and then you just had Venezuela, don't you think, she says, CNN, do you think they take your threat seriously? Wouldn't you say they do after all of the things we've done? What a stupid question.
You hear what he says? What a stupid question. You know what? To the mainstream media, because I know you listen to my show and you take some of my ideas out there. Why do y'all continue to not press this man about Jeffrey Epstein? We know he will do anything to take the narrative off of Jeffrey Epstein, but y'all got to do a way better job of bringing up his relationship to Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, I get it. The Minnesota situation, the Venezuela situation, the Iran situation, the beefs that he's got with all these Democrat leaders, Zoran Mamdani, I get all of that. He's going to throw so much more at us. But please, to those of you in the mainstream media, do not let up off the fact that he's breaking the law by not releasing all of the information about Jeffrey Epstein. And you have to press the issue. Sir, yeah, I get it. You got Maduro. But was Maduro in the Epstein files? You got to have this in your... Oh, and if he says it was a stupid question, oh, thank you for bringing me back to reality. Because I forgot to ask, When are we going to see the Epstein files? Everything, every question. He could go and brag about all the success. You know, we're a hot country. You know what that reminds me of, sir? That sounds like what you and Epstein used to say before y'all committed those crimes. Is there something you want to tell us? You got to keep pressing this man. Make this an uncomfortable ride from here on out. Ride this Epstein stuff until midterms at least. Media, to those of you in the mainstream media, do not let up on Donald Trump and his just obvious attempts to distract us from Jeffrey Epstein. Now, what else did I want to talk about? I want to talk about this one too. You know, he keeps saying this thing about Greenland.
New York Post treats me semi-fairly. So go ahead.
One group taking your threats very seriously is Greenland. Are you still thinking of military action there, or is there anything they can...
Where? Military.
Greenland. Is there anything they can offer you for a deal?
If we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will. And I'm not letting that happen.
Oh.
If we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will take Greenland.
So my question is this. Is that a good enough justification to invade another country? We're doing it because if we don't do it, Russia or China will. Is that all it takes? And again, this is the man that promised us no new wars. Yes. Y'all said yes? What happened to no new wars? Remember y'all used to say that to us? No new wars. If he was really a strong leader, Greenland would have already surrendered and said, yes, we're so sorry, Donald Trump. But that's not what Greenland and NATO are doing. They're actually talking about sending NATO troops to Greenland to stop this demon. And this is nothing but another distraction from the Epstein files. You see how I just did that? I talked about Greenland, but I made it a point to bring up the Epstein files. Exactly, Blue Sky. And then we get into a little bit of this dementia stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen to what he says Greenland does to defend itself. This is insanity.
Or China take over. They don't go there. It's very far away from Greenland. And Greenland, basically, their defense is 2 dog sleds. You know that? You know what their defense is? 2 dog sleds.
Greenland's defense is 2 dog sleds. I've never seen even Joe Biden on his worst day. Joe Biden showing up at the debate was way better than this. Way better than this. You know, there used to be something they said back in the day. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. 2 dog sleds? All right, and so what I'll move on to, ladies and gentlemen, is this last part about Donald Trump. And I got to send him to hell. This has to do with his remarks about Renee Nicole Good. They asked him to define absolute immunity because he believes that ICE deserves absolute immunity. So let's listen to him explain what he believes absolute immunity is.
Your administration has advocated for absolute immunity for the ICE officer who shot Renee Good. How do you define absolute immunity? What does that mean?
Everyone's seen it, and the woman was very violent. She's a very radical person. Very sad what happened. Her friend was very radical. Go or
But
drive.
for the officer, absolute immunity. How would you define that?
Well, I'm going to let the people define it. But immunity, you know what immunity means as well as I do.
So that officer should be back on the
People
force?
can't be treating law enforcement that way, whether it's ICE or Border Patrol or our police and men and women. You can't do that. We have, the law enforcement in our country is doing really well, despite the fact that Sleepy Joe Biden allowed people to pour through an open border. Crime stats just came out. We have the best crime stats on record, despite all the criminals he allowed into our country. We've gotten a lot of them out. We have to respect our law enforcement.
We have to respect our law enforcement, but where was that energy on January 6th? You see how you just catch this man spreading hate, promoting violence in a way. He believes that ICE agents, ladies and gentlemen, should have absolute immunity because, hey, if you don't like somebody on the left, that's enough grounds to unalive them. Yeah, and then just make sure you do it in the name of Jesus. This is sick behavior. double-standard. Just sick behavior. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is this, because I know folks are going to get here to say it, is he put out a post. This is another distraction. Credit card interest should be capped at 10% by January 20th. You heard about this? And he says if you don't do it, you'll be breaking the law.
Well, then they're in violation of the law. Very severe things. No, I want a cap on credit card interest rates because, you know, some of them are 28, almost 30%. And people don't know they're paying 30%. The people out there, you know, they're working, and they have no idea that they're paying 30%. No way. We're putting a one-year cap at 10%.
How many of you think Donald Trump is going to cap the credit card interest at 10% by January 20th? How many of you think so? Why do I even ask? Y'all don't know how to think. So what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, because we got to move on and start talking to folks. I'm going to warm up the lake of fire once again. And this is for all you Trump voters out there who continue to just ruin this great country of ours by promoting this guy's just pure, utter nonsense, his divisive rhetoric, his hatred, while your lives continue to go down in degradation. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these demons that worship Donald Trump where they belong, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
W. Zeus. All right. Well, listen, that concludes my morning monologue. As you all can see, I'm very, I have no good words to say when it comes to MAGA other than apologize. If you don't want to apologize, then just continue down the path you're on. Because most of the Trump voters, they don't understand this. They are literally giving the Democrats a bunch of victories. Now, it's going to get nasty out here. I promise you it will. But y'all are literally surrendering the country to the Democrats. And mark my word, we're keeping track of every single one of these crimes that the Trump administration. I'm not apologizing for. He's doing everything you voted for. Ray. And you know, you and I, we go way back, but I got to stop you. What on earth is he doing that you voted for? Seriously. Even the latest incident in Minnesota, I'm sitting here going, did he get any? They didn't get the immigrant. They got an American citizen and they eliminated an American citizen. I would have been more comfortable about it if it was a local law enforcement officer that did it. But an ICE agent? How did you ignore all the immigrants and get an American citizen? You voted for that, Ray? They're not even supposed to be arresting American citizens. See, again, to the Trump voters that said what Ray said, what has Donald Trump given you? What has he done for you? Since this is what you voted for, what on earth has he done for you? I'm curious. Yeah, Eddie, I'm with you. Ray, seriously, what has he done? Because you can't say unaliving an American citizen was something he campaigned on. They have no answers. You're right. Yeah, okay. Anybody? Any of you Trump voters? Because Ray won't do it. Ray won't get in the box and explain what she's saying. Graham versus Connor, what are you talking about? Ray, can you come educate us on that? Okay, please answer us. All right. No. I'll see. She said, Ray turned her invites off. And the sad part is Donald Trump ain't even paying y'all to get out here and say what y'all say. Y'all just do it at your own demise. Y'all literally are destroying yourselves for free. So ladies and gentlemen in the audience, please do not listen to Ray. Anybody that says something and they don't want to get up here and explain it to you, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them, because when you go down, they won't be there for you. Trust me. They're going to go, well, I was just saying what somebody told me. No, Ray, please. All right, let me move on. Do I have anybody out there that still worships Donald Trump? Identify yourselves in the comment section. This won't take long. This won't take long. We're yeah. Yeah. She's still chirping, yeah. Cowtown, come on up here, Cowtown. There you go. Oh no, you can't even do it. You see what I'm saying? They know they have nothing. I love it. Worship. Hold on. I love it. Worship Donald Trump. He has to secure the border. There's still people coming in the country. Trust me, the numbers you're getting aren't even accurate. There are a lot of people still in the country. Why do you think ICE is going after American citizens? Because they're not able to meet the quota. They have to meet every morning. All right, you got to get 3,000 this week. And look at them. You know, there's a video of an ICE officer slipping on the ice out there in Minnesota. Did you see that video? These folks aren't even given the proper tools to go out there and actually, you know, actively do their job in conditions like what's going on in Minnesota. I saw that and I said, they're not even giving you the right shoes? You're out of shape? WC. You don't believe me? There he is right there. Look at that. You remember that? When I saw this, ladies and gentlemen, look at this man. And when he was running, and anybody that's been in cold weather before, you know, don't ever run. All right? Because when you do it, it could end very bad. He runs and whoa, slipping. You could see his head just bam on the cement. And instantly, you know, the Mario coins flew out and all that stuff. You could see it. He got up and ran straight back to the car. Oh, got in the car. Oh, man, he's probably in the car going, ow, I can't believe all that. Take me to the doctor. And I'm like, no, don't take him to a Democrat doctor. Don't go to the hospital. No. Think about how foolish a person has to be to run on ice and really have the words ice written on themselves at the same. At least you should be an expert when it comes to being on ice if you're claiming you're ice. And I said, these folks clearly, you know, I'm going to send him straight to hell too. This is for the ICE officers that ran into the coldest weather in the United States, some of the coldest weather, I should say, unprepared, trying to catch immigrants. And guess what you did? You caught a concussion. Ladies and gentlemen, join me because more of this will continue to happen because God is not to be mocked. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending this ICE officer who busted his own behind in front of the world. Join me in sending him straight to hell. Hey Ray, this is what you voted for?
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
Yeah. This is what y'all voted for, right? Under normal conditions, I would really be more heartfelt and I'd say, oh, that's very terrible. But his feet were swift to evil. He was about to commit some evil acts. And don't think I forgot about that ICE agent that went inside of the porta potty with the woman. They say there's a video out there. ICE agent goes into the porta potty with a woman. And y'all really think y'all going to heaven? Y'all really think y'all going to heaven? I promise you. You're not making it into heaven. You're going straight to hell. With gasoline draws on. All right. Yeah, moving along, ladies and gentlemen. Moving along. Who do we got in the box right now? Yeah. Everyone saw, yeah. They can't hide. These folks can't hide their evilness. All right. And so, yeah, I'm looking. Okay. All right. Who do we got? If you accidentally sent me a guest request, you might want to go ahead and hop on out of the guest request. All right. Moving along. All right. If you're a Trump voter, put a 1 in the chat. Go ahead. Put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you right on up here. We'll get that demon right out of you. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, there you go. Let's see. How come I'm not? Okay. Meredith, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Let me disconnect you from the Bluetooth quick.
Okay, fair enough. Welcome. None of the weak Trump voters wanted to get in the box, so
They don't want to get in the box anymore? Well,
no.
that's ridiculous.
But I did see you made the news though, Meredith. Congratulations.
Yeah, I did.
She made the news. You were out there protesting. And I said, wow, thank God, you were able to get out there, boots on the ground, and do whatever you can in your power, because that's got to be tough. But you did it.
I did.
Yes, thank you.
I did. I even spoke. I might be able to bring it up. I don't know if I can, but I spoke.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm so over it.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe I have it.
While you're pulling it up, could you give us a little context about what led you there? All right, because a lot of people don't understand what would make a person, because they probably consider you to be a radical. What would make you in the middle of everything going on right now in this country? What would make you want to go out there?
Well, okay, so my nephew's biracial. He's afraid to leave his house because the color of his skin makes him a target.
Wow.
They're building an ICE detention center not even 15 minutes from my house.
Wow.
ICE has been in my area. I'm over it. Just stop.
Yeah.
There's no point. They unalived a woman.
Wow.
And everybody says this is a distraction from the e-files. This whole presidency is a distraction.
Yeah.
He said, oh, I'm going to give you the e-files. And then when he realized how much he was in it, he gave a binder with a bunch of crap and started the ICE raids. Then when the ICE raids got too much, he boomed Iran. Then when people were mad about that, he reamped up the whole, now we're not going to release the e-file. It's all a distraction from other things.
Thank you, Meredith. Thank you.
Distraction. Constant.
Yeah. Yep,
but I got it.
Okay,
Just
you got it.
Play it.
Okay, now I've been wanting to ask folks this question. What do you think of this narrative that it's the white liberal woman? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Well, we'll talk about it after you do this. You about to play it, or is it a video?
It's a video on my other phone, so.
Easy, zip it.
Hi, my name's Meredith. Can you hear it?
Yep.
I recently moved out to South Dakota for 14 years, and I just moved back in 2022. And never did I think I would come back to this. Never did I think I would come back and live in a country where my nephew is afraid to go out because of the color of his skin.
Amen.
Never did I think I'd live in a country where I would watch peaceful protesters and a friend of mine get shot by a pepper ball in the face.
Wow.
Watch as they dragged a pregnant woman across the ground, kneeled on her back, and made her lose her baby.
Wow.
This is disgusting. This is fascism.
Yep.
We need to be out here every night. Not once a week, not once a month, every night fighting against these people. If I can do it with my lung conditions, which are killing me, then we all can fucking do it.
Amen.
I'm done. I'm angry and I'm over it.
Thank you.
Stand up, fight back, and let's take America back from these Nazis.
Amen. Wow. Thank you. Go ahead, Meredith. Wow.
I'm just done with it.
You are. I can tell. It's very unfortunate that we have to deal with this element of evilness in our country. But I guess it goes straight into the next part. But don't you get upset when they label you a liberal white woman out here and you're the problem? What do you think of that narrative?
I'll be the problem. Let me be the problem. I don't care. I don't care.
Thank you.
I'll be the whole problem.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not dangerous rhetoric, Vegas girl. No. See,
Vegas. Let me address Vegas.
Please
Vegas.
do.
Why? You sat there and excused racism. I heard it out of your mouth when you said that using the N-word is acceptable in certain contexts. So why don't you just go away already?
Yeah, that's a good point, W, Mary. So that goes back to what unites MAGA at the core: hatred, bigotry, xenophobia. Yeah, all those things. So yeah.
Do you know the best part of that rally, though, Zeus?
What's that?
Is a fat old white man started yelling that we were Nazis and members of the Triple K. The irony in a old fat white man saying that we are part of the Triple K was like chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And then as soon as people started confronting him, his coward behind ran away.
Wow. That's how most of these demons are. When they're confronted with truth, they run. Yeah. That's why I say it's almost like it's a compliment when MAGA tries to insult you, right? Because it's not grounded in reality. It's not grounded in truth. It's all, I saw the comment, it's all projection. These folks, they know they are living in sin. They know they're going to hell.
So Zeus, the whole reason I don't care about getting arrested in anything anymore, I was turned down for lung transplants. I'm not going to get them.
Oh no.
My lungs, they're bad, but they're not at the point where they need to be, and my heart is not good enough to do it.
Got it.
So I'm not getting lung transplants. So literally, I have no reason not to go put my body on the line because my body attacks itself.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, them saying no means I'm going to unalive. There's nothing I can do about it. And I know that my nephew is like, well, they just said not now. Your lungs have to get worse. Okay, I get that. My heart's never going to get better. And I don't think I can mentally or physically do the testing because it's grueling every 3 to 6 months. I'm not giving up, but I'm not going to sit there and sit on the sidelines anymore and use my lungs as an excuse to not stand up against these people.
Wow. You know what, Meredith? You've just encouraged me to keep going, and you strengthened my resolve by showing just true love for us, because you're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for a lot of us who understand that just as bad as America is right now, there is a chance that it could actually be equally better or, way better. But we do have to stand up against
I stand up.
Yeah.
I stand up for people who have the skin tone, like my nephew.
Yeah.
Who can't go out and do this. They can't. It is time for us, especially white women, to stand up and get in the fucking way of this. Excuse my language. Sorry, Mama.
No,
Zeus.
you can do that. You can do that. And I gave you an exception to that. Okay. I'm so sorry, but please go ahead.
You can get in the way of these people kidnapping our neighbors. Get arrested.
Yeah.
I'm not saying be violent. But get in the way, get arrested. But when you get arrested, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
All you say is, I want an attorney.
Yeah. Thank you. And let me ask you a question, Meredith, because, I want to bring up the Renee situation. Should she have, because they say she was breaking the law, right? This is not saying it's true, but their claim is she was breaking the law. Whatever law she was breaking, do you think it should have resulted in her being eliminated?
No. I've watched every single video.
Thank you.
That man stepped in front of her vehicle so he could pew her. So that there disregards his claim of self-defense. You put yourself in the path of that vehicle, that is on you.
Yeah.
Then he followed the vehicle to pew her twice more. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
And,
There's no excuse.
And you put a woman who was my governor, a racist woman, in charge of DHS, a woman who is not allowed on any tribal lands because of her racism, a woman who pew-pewed a goat, a dog, and horses. That's who's in charge of our DHS. And I don't mean to yell, and yes, it makes me winded, but I don't care. Yeah. I'm tired of it.
Me too. Yeah, you can do it.
I'm tired of the racism. I'm tired of the hatred. I'm tired of Trump saying it's okay and that they have full immunity to go out, drag pregnant women across the ground.
Yeah.
Kneel on her frickin' back and make her lose her baby.
Sick. It's not Christ-like at all. That's what I'm talking about. W. Meredith. That's what I'm saying. I just want to commend you, though, seriously, Meredith, for all the work you've done. And I'm going to encourage you to stay strong in your resolve to defend this great country of ours. But don't push yourself too hard now. Don't push yourself. You got to try to get this, keep it going as long as you can. And we're going to be right here for you. All right, my good friend, seriously.
Yes. No,
All
I'm
right.
not gonna. I like as much as like I'm gonna go out and protest as often as I can. I'm not gonna push myself to the point where it's gonna speed up anything that is already happening.
Thank you.
Because Ange will tell you, because she dealt with this with her father, and I hate say sorry, Ange, but like one good illness and my lung diseases, I will be gone. So I'm trying to like balance it.
Yeah, just take it easy, all right? Because we don't need you to push yourself too hard. And if there's something that I can do on my end to kind of take the reins and get it done, just let me know, and I'll do my best to do it, all right? Because I will hold these demons accountable, all right? All right.
Yeah.
Now, thank you so much, all right, my good friend, and
you're welcome.
Keep up the wonderful work, W. Meredith.
I will.
No lies detected. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. No lies detected. All right, let's see. We're moving on, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna try to get through as many people as I can this morning. I don't even know if this is serious. Yeah, how can I help you? He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. Yeah, conservative Democrat. Oh, he jumped out of the box. You see how it gets? You see, he knows. You see how it gets? These demons know. When they get into this box, it's game over. Let that be a lesson to every single demon out there. This is not a fun place. This is not a fun place. Trust me. You saw how CD reacted. Soon. Oh no, I don't want to be bombarded with truth. Yeah, you don't. Let's try this again. Any Trump voters out there brave enough to get in the box right now and get cooked? Identify yourselves. It doesn't take long. Who wants to be next? Who wants to be just like CD? That's what I thought. Yeah, I'd be scared if I were MAGA too. I see Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. You've committed so many vile acts in the kingdom. You are on the thinnest of thin ice. It's only by the grace of God, honestly. What question do you want to answer? Want Big Zeus? Just type it out, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. I'll see if I can do you a solid today. Type the question. You see these folks? These folks ain't got nothing. They have nothing. Yeah. He should be. They say Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, look at this. These people despise you because what you said and what you did was. I'm still asking God to show me a way in terms of how to navigate that. But that other account, it's no longer going to be welcome. And this account that you're on right now, I'll just take them away one at a time until you learn who's really in control. Yeah. They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk. Again, where are the Trump voters at? They don't want to do anything. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Jim. Big Stepper, you want to talk to Big Zeus? I got you next, champ. Don't even worry. Good morning, Jim. How are you? Beautiful Jim.
Good morning. I almost slept through your show today.
Oh, listen, welcome. It's nice to see you. It's so lovely to see you. I love the signal, bat signal. Oh, that's amazing. How have you been?
I'm doing okay. I love that picture in the back. It's amazing when ice takes out ice, right?
Yeah, wow. There you go. I take it this is the new account. This is the new account, and we got to rizz it up. All right, am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if everybody who's following me in my original account could please follow this account, I'd greatly appreciate it. No, I still have my account, so don't panic. But I just want to create my backup account for other endeavors.
Yeah.
So if you guys can just support me, I'd greatly appreciate it. Oh, look at the insults. I love that. Oh, isn't that sweet?
Wow.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know how you have more haters than me,
Oh,
Jim. But it's incredible.
yeah. That must be Dame's brother.
Oh.
Um, let's just be very, very clear. I keep hearing people say that he walked around the car once. He didn't walk around the car once. He walked around the car twice. And for all of you who don't understand this, I want to make this perfectly clear.
Yeah.
ICE has no authority over American citizens. Full stop.
Yeah.
ICE has no authority over American citizens.
Yeah.
They only have authority over the immigration process that they are allowed to stop an illegal alien. That's it. Full stop. If they are an American citizen, if they are a naturalized citizen, if they have papers where they're going through the immigration process and they are illegally being prevented from doing whatever it is they're doing, they don't have a right. They are breaking the law. So I'm going to make this very clear for those of you who don't comprehend. These are the January 6 offenders. These are the Proud Boys. These are the people that he pardoned. These are his goons. You can call them the offenders. They're not ICE. They're not anything other than criminals trying to act like police. They are the offender. And when you are a criminal trying to so-called stop a criminal, you're just a criminal. You're nothing more. You are not a law enforcement officer, because if you have to break the law to do law and they're not doing law, you're just a criminal. You know how they like to go around saying black on black crime?
Yep.
This is criminal on criminal crime.
Thank you.
This is criminal on non-criminal crime.
Yeah.
This is the way you guys have to start looking at this.
Yeah.
And I don't care. And I want this clear for the dames and everybody else. I want this clear. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat. It doesn't matter if you're a libertarian. It matters whether or not you have power. And these people do not care about anything other than the greediest stealing from the neediest. And they are going to try and make a example out of anyone who gets in their way. And the footage that happened days after the unalivement of Renee,
Yeah.
that was enough to hear. Haven't you learned?
Yeah.
They're using fear. They're using hate to get you in line, lock, stock, and barrel. And when you bow down, when you step down,
Yeah.
when you get afraid, they get emboldened even more. So keep calling Congress, because the one way to get this to stop is to demand that Congress do their job and impeach the SOB and get this administration out of office.
Yeah.
They are committing crimes against the American people. Full stop. They cannot enter your house without a judicial warrant. Let me say that again. A judicial warrant, not an administrative warrant where they're signing it by an ICE agent that says they could pick up a certain individual. That is not a judicial warrant. A judicial warrant is signed by a judge, and all the evidence has been given to a judge that says we can enter into this one address to get this one person into this area.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And if they use a battering ram, because that's the new video footage going around, if they use a battering ram to go into a house, they better have a judicial warrant, because if they don't, and if you haven't seen that footage, Zeus, you need to go watch that. They used a battering ram to enter into a house. I kid you not, there must have been 30 agents that went into this house. You know how many people they took out?
How many?
One person
Wait,
came out of that house.
Wow.
And that shows you they are not trained. It shows you they don't know what they're doing. It shows you that
That's
they
the
are
fraud.
afraid.
That's the real fraud. Right there. They think they're looking for fraud in Minnesota at the daycares. No, it's Trump paying all. How much do these ICE officers get? I got to look this up. That's the real fraud. They're paying that many people to get one person?
Yes. And giving them extra money. Money.
Are you there, Jim? Did you go somewhere? I think you got a call, Jim. Are you still there? Wow.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Just want to make sure because you got some of Big Steppa. He's triggered. You've triggered him, Jim. I don't know what you did to this.
Well, first of
broken
all,
person.
any man that has to put big in their name, we already know what we're repping with. So
Yeah.
that.
Except for Big Zeus. Except for Big Zeus, because that's a completely different thing. And I didn't do that. They did that. So I knew they were going to bring that
But
up.
that's not in your name.
Nope, it isn't.
It's not in your name.
You're right. You're right.
So I want to address something else because in the news this morning, they literally had Wolf talking to people in the military and the Senate. And Wolf literally said, "Do you think we're going to end up putting boots on the ground in Iran?" And the response from the Senate or the House representative was, "It's a possibility at this point." So let me ask your MAGA supporters. I thought that we weren't supposed to be putting boots on the ground, but he already admitted there were boots on the ground in Venezuela. Do you know that there were multiple service members injured in that they haven't told the American people? It slipped out in a couple interviews. So be very clear, your children, your husbands and your fathers who don't have the money and the power, they're the ones that are going to go to war. And notice I said husbands and brothers because they don't want women in there. So your top pilots that are women, your top fighters that are women, they won't be there. But let's be very clear, they are on the ground. And they're threatening boots on Iran, putting you into another conflict. I hope you're ready to strap up for all of you who supported this administration, because how Trump gets to talk about what Iran's doing to their protesters while they're literally unaliving American citizens and migrants on U.S. soil.
That part.
Let's talk about Greenland for a second.
Oh.
Greenland is not messing around. They're not. Neither is Denmark and neither is NATO. So keep it up, because when the sitting president of the United States keeps threatening everybody else, eventually the bully gets it back. Let's be very clear.
Amen.
That's one country versus 192 countries. So let's be very clear. The United States of America is no longer the big boy on campus. He's just threatening like he is. And the more he threatens, the smaller he gets. His sphere of control gets smaller and smaller. So I want to let you remember that 249 years of their conquering, 249 years of them being the big dogs on campus.
Wow.
In 1 year, this administration has harmed the American people.
Wow.
All of its allies, and any possibility of progressing our nation forward. When you are the superpower, you're supposed to act like a superpower, not a super asshole.
Yeah. W, Jim. There you go. You always have an amazing way of just really laying into these folks for being just, honestly, seditionists, treasonous traitors, and they're so uninformed. So, I got to say thank you. W's in the chat for Jim. All right. Well, listen up. We're gonna
I'll
move.
let you go.
I might have to, depending on how things go. But I always say, just be prepared. We might have to get up here and do some more tag team wrestling on these Trump voters. All right. But you've done an outstanding job. All right.
If you're still a Trump voter, you're not gonna be helped. What you're gonna be is you're gonna be disappearing just like the rest of the people. Because it's coming. I mean, you guys aren't protected, especially if you're in brown or black skin. I'm gonna say it like it is. You think your proximity to whiteness through a ballot is gonna help you? You've lost your ever loving mind.
Facts.
You're gonna be they're gonna be like, oh, you supported Trump, great. Boots on. You're the first to go. You're the first to go, and they're not gonna train you.
Nope.
They're not gonna train you. If we've learned anything watching ICE fall on ice, they're not trained, because any person going into a battlefield knows their territory, and these SOBs are falling all over the place.
Facts. No lies detected. That's not racist. It's not racist, Vegas girl. When you're being descriptive, that's not racist. What's racist?
How am I being racist?
Yeah. You can't even make that claim, Vegas girl, because you know what we know. and who you support. So please,
they're
knock it off.
literally targeting black and brown communities. I don't know what you don't get, Vegas girl. Plus, why am I even talking to you? Aren't you the one who pretended to have switched and you're back to MAGA because you couldn't get the kudos you wanted? Please, miss me with your... Don't talk to me. Dismiss.
WJM.
But let's go down the list, shall we?
Go ahead.
First it was Mexico. Then it was El Salvador. Then it was Venezuela. Then it was Haitians.
Yeah.
Then it was Venezuelans again.
Wow.
Now it's Cubans. Now it's Colombians.
Yeah.
Now it's Greenland because they want to steal their land. And by the way, those aren't all white people, Vegas girl. Those are natives.
Yeah.
Inuits.
Yeah.
Inuits.
Yeah.
Indigenous people, Vegas girl. What color are they? Brown in the eyes of these asshats. So please miss me with your, oh, that's racist, in your white skin. Not happening.
Yeah.
Second of all, now it's who? Who are they going after now in Minnesota? Somalis. Thank you very much. Wait. Jim messed up. You know who we forgot? All of the Asian community that they had attacked during COVID.
Wow.
Yeah. So please, don't speak to me. Do not speak to me.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, use that wrecking ball to knock some sense into your head.
Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Show Jim some love. This is what we need. Because, when you're on the right side of history, you really don't need to waste too much effort on these demons. All right, now we're going to move it on, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it's Jim. Thank you so much. And I'm not following you on this account.
No, you're not.
Okay, well, listen, make sure you are all following Jim on this account too. All right, because more work needs to be done, and we're going to get it done on all of her accounts, honestly. All right, well, thank you so much. All right. I appreciate you.
Love you. Bye.
All right, love you too. All right, so look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We're cooking and booking this morning, and MAGA has, once again, no defense. And basically, if you want to know what MAGA looks like right now, they really do look like this, all right? And so what we'll do is we'll give them a chance. Are there any Trump voters that want to come up here and try to defend their dear leader? All right, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump voter, and we'll get you in here, and we'll get you out as quick as possible, all right? And it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long.
How terrified of talking to me have you actually been, bro? You have been terrified of speaking to me, bro.
You got any proof?
You are, though.
You got any
I mean, you are.
You got
Well, I've
any
been
proof?
waiting here for like almost, 30 minutes requesting, and you've just been terrified to let me up.
Got it.
And how did you tag team anyone when there was no one in the box?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, dumbass.
Okay. Now,
Okay, go on.
watch your mouth.
What are you gonna do about it? Like, what are you actually gonna do?
Oh, you know what? I was thinking about that. I'll show you
Other
what
than
I do
kick-
about it. Punks jump up to get beat down. Yeah. Who are you? I shouldn't even ask that question. I already know. You come from a legion of demons. There's a reason you were sitting out there in the comment section stewing in your misery. You're a miserable person. I could tell by the first time you opened it. I could actually tell by the time you were talking in the comment section. You're a very miserable person. Now, you think just dropping you is all that I can do, but actually there's something else that I can do. And I've been itching to do it for quite a while. Yeah, I could send him somewhere. Where should I send him? Hell, Zeus, send him straight to hell. But what has he done? What hasn't he done? He's a sick person. He's on social media trying to debate Zeus. What's there to debate? You are defending a P3 deal or a person that's protecting a P3 deal. You've already lost. You're defending a man that's an immoral creature. You're defending a man that's not delivering on any of the campaign promises. Not one campaign promise has he delivered on. But you're going to get in here and try to debate me. You already lost before you got in the box, and then you had that. What are you going to do? Obviously, I'm the host of the show. There's a lot of things that I can do. So that shows me you're not even aware. You're not even situationally aware. I don't know who raised you. I would say you may have been raised by a pack of wolves, but then that'd be me being disrespectful to wolves, because I think even wolves got more sense than that demon did, right? So what I'll do is this. Let me go ahead and send you back. You ain't a big step at all. I know a lot of big steppers. Actually, I used to be a big stepper, but now I'm even a bigger stepper. You're an utter failure. You're a disgrace to your country. You're a disgrace to your parents. So I could just go on down the list, but I'm not even going to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the Lake of Fire. That's somebody that cried to get into the show and talk to us and had nothing of educational value to say. Filthy person, very vile person. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending that demon straight to hell. I really don't have time for that.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
W. Zeus. You know, I was wondering, I thought to myself, is he, I don't know. I'm starting to think that if you put him and Tiny Tank Top Tim in a room together, I'm wondering who would come out the smartest between those last two guests. That's I don't know why I thought about that, but I'm just wondering, like, you put these two and you tell them to use their brains to figure out how to get out of that room. You go back 4 or 5 days later, these two would probably still be in the room arguing with each other about how to get out. It's like all you gotta do is just open the door. These folks, there's something wrong with them. Neither one. Being kidding. There's something wrong with these people. There's really something wrong with them. They don't know what's going on. I mean, they don't even pay attention to their environment. This is so sick. All right, let me move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, all right. Who do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? Who do we got next? Good morning, I don't know. Why is MAGA so triggered? MAGA is triggered this morning, I believe, because they know Donald Trump has played them. They know that he hasn't cut their utility bills in half. They know there's really no tax on tips. There's no tax on tips. There's no tax on overtime. They know it's all just been Donald Trump enriching himself and, dragging them into these forever wars, not releasing the Epstein files. Dan Bongino didn't last a whole year. Marjorie's going. I mean, they know that Donald Trump lied to them. They know Donald Trump manipulated them, and he's going to continue to manipulate them. And instead of, coming clean and admitting that they got played, they're going to allow Donald Trump to just continue to gaslight them into believing that all those things that he's not delivering on is because of the Democrats. And they know that doesn't make any sense while their lives continue to crumble. Remember that guy? Remember that man that came onto my show and he was telling us, he says, nothing will happen to my health insurance. Remember that one guy? I think his name was like Scott or something. Have you noticed Scott hasn't been around lately? Remember he was on the truck, pulled over, gave us the name and the phone number of this insurance he had. Remember? Where is he? Where is he? I was thinking about him. You know where he's at? He's somewhere crying right now, probably even unemployed because his health insurance has just gone through the roof. And he doesn't have the courage to come back onto this show and admit it. That's what they do. They retreat and they go somewhere very dark and desolate and they just disappear. They fall right off the app, delete the app. I'm done with TikTok. Zeus was right, but I don't want to admit to a brother as handsome, as honest and humble as he is, I don't want to go in there and say, Zeus, you were right. They would rather live in darkness. They would rather live in shame. They join ICE. Y'all got some good jokes out there, seriously. All right, moving along, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we got, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. Who is this? Shelby, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I
Welcome
watch
to the
you quite often. I was on here once, like quite a long time ago, so I don't know if you remember me or not.
Oh, maybe.
Anyways,
I got terrible
I just
memory.
That's okay.
Nice to see you again, and I'm making sure I follow you back on this account.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add something, I guess, onto what Jen was saying.
Okay.
She said a lot of amazing stuff, and I feel like she probably already knows this, but the one thing I don't see enough people saying is that the ICE should not have been walking up to that lady's car at all.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's no reason for them to even be filming her, to be walking around the car getting her license plate. If they had a problem with what she was doing, they should have called the cops and said, "This lady is impeding traffic. Can you come please help?"
Thank you.
What are they doing even walking up to her vehicle in the first place?
Thank you. Thank you. W. Shelby. And have you ever gotten an honest answer from a Trump voter out there about that? Have you ever gotten an honest answer?
No, to be honest, the only person I know that loves Trump, I'm in Canada, is my father.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, listen, I don't want to. You did the right thing staying away from them. Seriously.
I did check out his Facebook to see if he was saying anything about this, though, and he had shared something that basically said that she shouldn't have listened to law enforcement, which is just bullshit, as we all know.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to continue to hold these folks accountable. All right. And I want to encourage you to keep up the wonderful work supporting us here in the United States. All right. Because we're going to save this country, and don't let Donald Trump do what he's trying to do up there in Canada. All right, my good friend.
Hell yeah.
All right. All right. W. Shelby. No lies detected. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. There you go. Oh, yeah. So, Kimmy, you said that I am encouraging violence. Kimmy, I'm wanting to stop that lie right there in its tracks. Kimmy, I am not encouraging violence at all. All right. What you're doing is you're out here spreading lies and misinformation, and you're spreading division. All right. As a matter of fact, you are supporting a president who is encouraging violence. Did you know that, Kimmy? While you're out here pretending to be holier than thou? You see what's going on right now, Kimmy, and I know you don't understand this. You are conflicted. You're totally conflicted. You are having an internal spiritual battle right now inside of yourself right now, because you know the difference between right and wrong. But you still continue to choose wrong because of your pride. And pride comes before destruction, Kimmy. You know that? Well, and the Lord put it on my heart, but I'm saying every MAGA, when you drill down and you look into what's happening with them, their life is in shambles. You're a miserable person. I promise you, if I were to bring you up here, Kimmy, and I'd say, what do you got going on? You wouldn't have anything to brag about and say you're truly happy about. So that's why you're up here worshiping Donald Trump. There's nothing left. Donald Trump is exploiting you, and you know I am right. I should just do a sign. Donald Trump is exploiting you. Prove me wrong. Because I ended up, I talk to these people, and when we don't talk politics, you start thinking like, they don't necessarily seem like, a terrible person. But then when you get into the politics and you're sitting there going, how could you defend him? This guy putting a pew-pew in a woman's face and pulling how do you defend that? But I'm the one promoting violence? I've never condoned anybody doing that, Kimmy. I've never done that. I've never said, on January 6th, those people assaulted law enforcement officers. Every single one of those cops should have just pulled out their side and just laid them down. I've never even said that. But you want to get on social media and accuse me, a black man, of encouraging violence. Because you know what that does, right, Kimmy? You know what it does when you, as a woman, a white presenting woman, decides I'm going to call the cops and say he's being very violent and being very aggressive. You know what you just did right there, Kimmy, right? And this is why I say that's the day. And see, Dame, I hope and Blag, I hope you're listening. I hope you're listening and looking at these exchanges. Because make no mistake, they'll give you a bunch of coins on TikTok and try to make you look like you're really doing a great job. But then on the back end, 911, come get him. Yeah. What did he do? He said something I didn't like. And there you go. W. Zeus. W. Zeus. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Seriously. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing, sis?
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, Lord, I didn't even know I had pressed the button to come up.
Oh, okay.
But listen.
Yeah.
Let me say this right quick, because I did have something to say. Hold on, let me come off this earphone. You there, Zeus?
Yes, Lord. Yes,
okay, let me say this, Zeus. And these to Christians and, so-called MAGA Christians that keep saying she should have complied, she should have did what she what they told her to do and all this.
Yeah.
But every day, if you know Jesus and God, you ask for grace and mercy for the wrong you do.
Yeah.
But you want this woman to be punished. But you go out and you get drunk and you get a severe headache and you say, Lord, please take this headache away. No, you should have complied to what the Bible said, be not drunk with wine.
Amen.
Or you done went out there and you ain't prepared to have, please don't let her get pregnant. No, you shouldn't have been out there having unmerited sex.
Amen.
You should have complied to what the word of God say. It
Amen.
really bothers me.
Thank you.
That people always want to say, well, they should have did what they were supposed to do, but they supposed to be Christians. But you want God to overlook what you do and give you grace and mercy.
That part.
And you ain't praying for nobody else. Wow. Take that crap out your bio.
Thank you. Hypocrites.
Vegas girl, do not speak on race. We thought we got rid of you. You said you weren't never coming back. Yet here you are again. Baby, go away.
Yeah.
Kimmy, go away.
Amen.
All of y'all go away. Y'all swear y'all ain't never coming back and y'all be here before we do.
Yeah.
Sitting there with your alarm on and your notification, waiting on Zeus to come. You get here before the people support him do.
Thank you. Thank you, Takesha. Expose these demons. Expose them.
Zeus probably be crying on the weekend because you don't come up. I wish Zeus would do a weekend show. I have no life. My husband keeps trying to jump off that bridge on the way home so he won't have to face me. You know, all kind of foolishness.
They ain't got no husbands. They got hostages. All right? They got hostages.
That's why I say he's looking for the nearest bridge to jump off on his way home.
Yeah. I'm encouraging freedom. I'm not encouraging anything else. If you are married to these, or you in a relationship with any of these conservative women that follow Big Zeus, run. Run for the hills.
Listen.
Talk to him, Takesha.
Kristen Nome has had more work on her face than a mechanic shop. That woman looks a mess. She need to go back to what she looked like before she tried to fix herself up. Sitting up there telling all those lies. Zeus, it's one thing to tell a lie.
Yeah.
But to be a liar, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go.
You mean, you're talking about this woman right here with that face.
Look at that face, Zeus. Look at it. Look at it, Zeus.
You can't trust nobody that.
Baby, it's tighter than a virgin. Listen.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that face pulled tighter than a virgin. Listen,
Lord have
Zeus.
mercy. Wow.
Listen.
Oh, Viper, he said it's not bad. Viper, you a
Child, please, Viper, with a name like that, we know what kind of women you like. But anyway, Zeus, check this out.
These folks are sick, I tell you.
This my thing, Zeus. It's a poor wind that won't change.
Hey, I've heard
these
that
people say that they are saved, they are Christians, and Donald Trump is doing the work of the Lord. And let me say this.
Talk to him.
If these people, and that's including Dan, because he like to say God all the time.
Yeah.
If you still the same and claim you have met the Lord, you met an imposter. Because ain't no way you going to meet him and stay the same.
Nope.
So, Zeus, when you see these people still having the same rhetoric that they've always had,
amen,
and they come up here and say they know the Lord, no, they don't, Zeus.
Yeah, I don't know.
I promise you they don't. They think they know him. They ain't read no scripture. And if they read it wrong because they dyslexic.
Yeah. She right. Takesha ain't no lies detected. Go ahead. Preach. They say you're cooking and booking too. Wow, yeah. We know.
So I'm gonna let you go on, Zeus, because I'm straightening, I'm doing what MAGA women gotta do in order to get that little allowance. I'm cleaning up.
Okay.
They gotta wait on their husband to get them a little allowance to go to the store. So I'm just over here getting a clean up.
Fair enough. Show them what freedom looks like. Show them what it means to be, truly a follower of Jesus Christ. All right, Takesha.
All right, Zeus.
I appreciate. All right, W's in the chat for Takesha. No lies detected. All right, where are the Trump voters at? Go ahead and identify yourselves. We don't got all day. We don't got all morning to do this. They begged me, Zeus, when are you going to go live? Zeus, you never let us up on your show. You know who they are. And then I go live, and guess what they do? Quiet as a church mouse. None of them have the courage, honestly. And if you really look at this, if I were them, I'd be scared too. Because all you have is shame, insults, guilt. You don't have anything of real value to contribute at this moment. When you look at what's happening in America right now, how are you focused on liberating the people of Iran when you got this issue in the United States right now? You got Americans in the streets, flooding the streets over the weekend, protesting ICE. How are you going to go try to free these folks and your own backyard is looking a mess? Y'all don't see y'all hypocrisy? I seen a video this weekend. I kid you not. A Trump voter getting caught meeting up with a kid wearing a diaper. Have you seen this video? Yeah, go look it up. He was wearing a diaper. And I said, the description. White guy, typical white MAGA male. It's all you're thinking about, Vegas girl, while I'm telling you about children, these white guys preying on children wearing diapers. The man was wearing diapers. And it was even more disgusting is that there was something in the diaper. He had a bowel movement in his diaper. And you're sitting here saying to yourself, wow. Y'all sitting here got all these kind of problems, but you want to come tell me how to live my life? That's some sick stuff. No. They set him up all on camera. All right, he goes inside of that little house, and there's two parts of this video. If I find it, I gotta share it out to you. There's two parts, and I said this. He showed up. I don't know how he got there. He looked like he got dropped off, and he's walking in the house. You could just see he got a little bit of a waddle on him, and he got his backpack, and he's not coming in there to do anything good, just coming in to conduct evil. But he didn't know he was being set up, and he gets in there. Then the guys come out and they're like, hey, this is a setup. This is a sting. We caught you. What's going on? And then this is when it all starts to just unravel. And he's wearing a diaper. And there's a couch there. And they're like, you got to sit down. And he's like, well, do you got something that I could sit on? And they're like, we don't got anything. They had to go bring a trash bag out. Yard-sized trash bag. Put that on the couch. So he could sit on the couch with his soiled diaper. It was the most disturbing. And I had to watch it. Because I got to see what these demons really are like out here. And so he sits on the couch. But before he sits on the couch, you know what he did? He took his hands and he grabbed the bottom of his diaper to hold the stuff before he sat down. And I said, that's a MAGA demon. This is what we're dealing with. Some disgusting, sick people. Y'all can't even take care. You can't even wipe your own behind. You got to wear it. And package of pull-ups. I said, whoa. This is who I'm arguing with on social media. A bunch of immature, sick men. I don't even call you men. They're creatures. And I just said, wow. We have really gone in a direction I never thought we would go in, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to send them straight to hell because I know Marsha probably thinks, Kimmy probably thinks it's a good thing, right? Kimmy, you like grown men wearing diapers? And I knew it was a Trump voter because his shirt said, what did his shirt say? Something bluff. It was a national park in Nebraska, but it was a shirt from a national park in Nebraska, a red state. So I say, okay, that got to be. But then the second dead giveaway was, we know Donald Trump wears diapers, right? We know Donald Trump wears diapers, and he just wanted to be like his dear leader, wearing a diaper, going after kids. And so what we'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, let me warm up the lake of fire. And I'd hate to tell you all that story. It's so early in the morning, but I watched this. I watched the whole hour of this, and I said, America, we got a lot of work to do with these Trump voters. These are some sick people. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending that demon wearing a diaper and soiled himself, had to sit on a plastic bag because he was so disgusting. Join me in sending his dirty behind straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Somebody raised that demon, by the way. Somebody raised... No, Vegas girl. It's not weird. What I'm doing, Vegas girl, is exposing what's happening in the United States of America. us regular Americans, we have to endure these kind of things all day long because folks like you refuse to take accountability for the monsters you're raising. Yeah, and I got another example, Vegas girl. You want to know what I found out a white guy did over the weekend? Since y'all are so obsessed with immigrants, there's a doctor, and maybe Swervin could come up here and help explain it. But Swervin, I think in your state there's a doctor, or a dentist. Him and his wife, they were unalived. Did you hear about this story? Him and his wife were unalived, and they found out it was her ex-husband. Right? Swervin, are you here? Are you here, Swerve? Let me go see if I get Brother Swerve. White guy. And I say, when are y'all going to start addressing the elephant in the room? Good morning, Brother Swerve. How are you doing?
Morning. Good morning. Good morning, all you beautiful, tiny people living in the kingdom in my telephone.
I'm doing good. Just, another day in the kingdom tending to these affairs.
So what you were just talking about, I have an article pulled on it. I have not had an opportunity to read it yet.
Okay. Well, fair enough. I know
But
that
I am aware of what you are talking about. Yes.
Yeah. So it is a real story.
Yes.
And you would think MAGA would be outraged about it, but they don't have a problem with women being harmed at the hands of these white guys, do they?
No, not at all. And for me, Zeus, for me, it's just a hypocrisy. Okay. And, in 2018, we used to have an online schooling program here in Ohio called ECOT, ECOT. For VAGA, those are Veterans Against Good Americans.
Mm-hmm.
That's Echo Charlie Oscar Tango. And we had Mike DeWine as the governor. Donald Trump was the president. And then a scandal broke out. ECOT was not doing what they were supposed to be doing in terms of monitoring the program correctly. It was a homeschooling program. MAGA, where were any of you? Vegas girl, where were you? Where were any of y'all, MAGA? Oh, right. Because Donald Trump was going to make that a political talking point while he was the president, while this scandal broke out here in Ohio that was started by white people for white people. Y'all didn't say nothing. MAGA, you said nothing. Vegas girl, you said nothing. Dame, you said nothing. Janae, the Russian Bears, Jammin' Delulu, you said nothing. It's funny to me. Y'all know who Laken Riley is, but you don't know who Molly Tibbetts is. That's funny to me because Molly Tibbetts was never used as a political football. And MAGA, y'all said nothing. You sit here with your hypocrisy acting like you're holier than thou, and you're not even holier than a speck of dirt. Every single one of you. Whatever Donald Trump tells you to believe, you believe it. When this idiot, the pasty face buffoon that Zeus has in his background, when she came out and said this woman was a domestic terrorist, and we defined domestic terrorist, she doesn't even fit the criteria. Y'all came out and you lied. Well, she's been going from state to state to state to state, just antagonizing ICE.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't. She did this and she did this. She didn't do anything. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you, whatever she did, did not mean she needed to be executed on the streets of Minnesota.
Amen.
Pure, plain, and simple. And I'm gonna call out MAGA again.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna call out MAGA specifically for your racism. And people like Dame and Blaga and Jammin' Delulu for their bigotry and their hatred. And Vegas Girl for her pure racism.
Yeah. These are some beautiful people.
When Black Lives Matter started, here these idiots come, well, all lives matter. And we said all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Well, no, all lives matter. Yet not a single one of you maggots got out there with your All Lives Matter t-shirts and your All Lives Matter banisters and did any kind of protesting for Ashley Babbitt, who was a criminal, mind you, and she got what she deserved. You know why she got what she deserved, Zeus?
Why?
Because she just didn't comply.
Oh.
Maybe, because that's what they tell us, right? When George Floyd got unalive, they were like, well, maybe he should have just complied. Tamir Rice, Breonna Taylor, Andre Hill, Casey Goodson, and the list goes on and on. But we never saw MAGA and their All Lives Matter t-shirts.
Never.
But now, since All Lives Matter, now we have a white woman that was wrongfully executed on the streets of Minnesota. Where y'all at now? All Lives Matter? Where y'all at? All Lives Matter, right? Yet I ain't seen one t-shirt. I ain't seen one flag. I ain't seen one banister. I ain't seen not a single one of you phony hypocrites out there protesting anything. And this is the problem that we have in this country.
Yeah.
They want to come up with a racist trope and say, well, all lives matter. Apparently not to you. Apparently not to you. Because when I saw what happened to Miss Good, I was like, man, that's effed up. That should never went down like that. Pure, plain, and simple.
Yeah.
But they want to make excuses. Well, she did this and she did that and she was this and she was that.
It doesn't matter.
She was what? Dropping off her kid? She just dropped off her kid at school, returning back to the neighborhood she lived in? And y'all want to cite laws. Well, you know what? Okay, let's cite the law. Yeah. Let's cite the DHS directive that says you don't step in front of a car. You know, Zeus, common sense tells me to not step in front of a vehicle.
Yeah, especially if you think the woman driving the car is crazy. If you believe she was crazy, why would you get in front of the car?
Exactly. And I've been part of escalation of force. Some people call it deadly force. Whatever you want, you can call it whatever you want. I have been very entrenched in those classes in my Navy career. I have even taught those classes in my Navy career. Yeah, okay. Especially as a shipboard security engagement tactical specialist.
Yeah.
I taught all of these things. But y'all want to come out and, well, look at Conor versus McGregor in 1989. And look at Snoop Dogg versus Dr. Dre of 1997. Miss me with all of that bull crap.
Thank you.
Miss me with all of that bull crap. And Vegas girl, again, you're still sitting here talking about, well, she put herself in that situation. She didn't put herself in that situation. ICE put her in that situation. ICE put her in that situation. And here's why you're an idiot, Vegas girl. And you and the rest of your ilk. Here's why y'all are all idiots. A woman watching a masked man walk up to her vehicle with no identification whatsoever, trying to snatch her out of it. Any woman is going to look at that as a dangerous situation. And if you don't recognize that as a dangerous situation, Vegas girl, you are the mark. You are the absolute mark. Ashley Babbitt put herself in a dangerous situation, but y'all think she's some kind of hero. Tiny tank top, two toes, testicle, turkey neck, Tom think Ashley Babbitt is some kind of hero. Y'all make me sick. And here's, and I'm going to say this last thing, Zeus, and then I'm going to get out of here, brother.
Do what you do. Do what you do.
Every single time I come up to your live, Zeus, and I only come up, once a week, maybe once every other week. And I tell these people, I remind every single one of them, I am live at 2:00 p.m. my time. If you want to synchronize your watches with me, it's 11:34 a.m. where I'm at right now. Yet not a single one of you cowards will ever come to my live and get in the box with me. Just like all of you cowards who sit here and say, well, I'm not going back to Zeus's live. Yet here you are, all up in Zeus's live. The only person I will give credit to is Dame. Dame actually did cruise through my live one day.
Oh.
But he did not get up in the box. Because Dame knows I will cook his ass in 5 minutes or less. I don't want to hear anything about the minutia of law. I don't want to hear anything about the minutia of a Supreme Court ruling.
Right, Dubs.
I can look at a situation and just use my own common sense and say, this is what reality shows me. This is what it's telling me. And my experience and the time that I have spent doing the very things that people are sitting here trying to argue about. You can't compete with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can't. You can't.
So if any of you cowards ever want to come to my live, you look for me. I'm live every day. Me and my co-host, Twilight Goddess, we're live every day. Monday, we're off on Tuesdays because I have infusion therapy. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I am live every day from 2 to 5. 3 hours. You get 3 hours to come up in the box and try to cook me. And I guarantee you, I'll drop your ass in a pressure cooker and then drop you down like third period French.
Amen.
Not a single one of you scare me in any way, shape, or form.
Tell him.
Vegas girl, I never once said you weren't welcome in my live.
Yeah.
And I don't have you blocked. I said I don't want you in my live.
Yeah. Send a request.
Because you sat there, Vegas girl.
I'll talk to her.
Vegas girl sat there with Danger, and this is when I called her goofy behind out. She sat there in Dane's live with him while he had a background up saying George Floyd celebrating 5 years of sobriety. And that's when I called her punk ass out. But you can come to my live, Vegas girl. I don't have you blocked. But you still won't come to that live and get in the box with me. Because you, like the rest of MAGA, are a bunch of cowards. And for some reason, y'all think we are scared of you. Ain't nobody scared of you. You got Shady Vance. You got Shady Vance on television. The eyeliner, whiner, recliner, couch effort. Sitting there talking about we're going door to door. I triple dog dare a single one of you to come and knock on my door. Because the first thing you dealing with is 97 pounds of teeth and muscle.
Hey.
That's going to give me plenty of time to rack one, and I'm going to arrange whatever God you believe in, I'm going to arrange the meeting.
Oh, my Lord. Wow, W Swerve.
There's not a single one of you people scare me in any way, shape, or form. I will drop your ass like third period French and be eating a cheeseburger while the police are cleaning you up off my floor.
Oh, wow.
I promise you.
Wow. Now that's Swerve. You know, we don't encourage violence on this show, by the way, but you understand his frustration, all right? But we want peaceful protests, all right? Peaceful.
Oh, I'm all for peaceful protest. And I don't, they sit here and talk about how, the left celebrated Charlie Kirk getting unalive. Who? Where? Which of us celebrated that?
Yeah.
That was horrible what happened to that man. Absolutely vile.
Yeah.
I never celebrated that.
Nope.
But it wasn't my side that turned him into a pass dispenser. We didn't do that.
Nope.
That was their own ilk.
Kimmy, please relax, Kimmy. You've done enough harm today on this show.
So that was all I wanted to say, and I apologize if I came in a little hot.
I get it.
This whole notion that we got the law on this and we got the law on that. The fact that this idiot stepped in front of a vehicle. Tell me how many times any of you have ever been pulled over by the police and they step right behind your vehicle.
They know better. They know not to do that. They definitely don't even get in front of your vehicle.
Exactly. That's why they approach from the side.
Yeah.
Because it's what we are taught to do.
Yeah.
And you got this DHS memo that even if a vehicle is fleeing, you do not fire into it. And they'll sit here, Zeus, and the hypocrisy. Well, Obama deported 3.1 million or 3.2. It doesn't matter. We didn't see this crap going on. We've had 30 people unalived by ICE this year.
Yeah.
Or last year in 2025. We never saw that under the Obama administration. Never under the Biden administration either. But now all this crap, and then Shady Vance sits there and says they have total immunity. What do you think, Zeus? What do you think that says to the rest of the ICE officers that are out there on the street if they have total immunity?
That says go out and unalive as many Americans as you want.
Bingo.
You got our blessing to do, which to me is counter to what I thought ICE was there. I'm like, I thought you were supposed to be getting immigrants. But
absolutely,
you're getting Americans. Well, seriously.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, let me go ahead and get out of here, brother. As always, I appreciate you having me up.
You're welcome.
I'm going to say goodbye to all of you beautiful, tiny people living in my telephone. You all be well. You all be safe. And doggone it, have fun while you do it.
All right.
Thanks, Zeus.
W, Brother Swerve. All right. Do we have any Trump voters out there that are brave enough to get in the box? Puppets for the Democrat. Viper. There are no puppets out here. I don't know where you're getting this rhetoric from. What we're trying to get to the bottom of in this country is how much time is it going to take before Donald Trump destroys himself and MAGA? That's all we're waiting for. Greetings, Poker Dad. That's all we're waiting for. Because Donald Trump is going to destroy every single one of you. And I told you all, you're probably not going to be around here during midterms, if you really think about it, right? You don't believe in science. Right, I'm here for free Viber. You don't believe that the government should help you. These people go, we want less government, but every time I turn on the TV, what do I see? More government actions and more government. I mean, give us a break. Give us a break. You don't have any. The question is, what are you going to do once this all comes crashing down? Trump voters, look at what you did to yourselves. You've played yourself. There's not going to be a path towards redemption either. There's not going to be a pathway towards redemption, because if you really think about it, how could anyone forgive you for what you've done? Okay, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Move it along. All right, moving it along. Oh my goodness. Who is this? Mickey, good morning. Oh, I guess Mickey accidentally sent me a guest request. Don't worry, Mickey, I got you out. Don't worry. Moving along. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we have next? Good morning. You see these Trump voters, they know what's up. Stanley, good morning.
Hey, Zoo, sorry about that. Sorry. I'll tap in the screen when I get caught up.
Okay, got you. Don't worry. Thank you. W's in the chat. Breaking news. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Breaking news. I mean, we all see this. We know what's happening, all right, ladies and gentlemen. But as you can see, it's another drought for MAGA, right? They know what's up. They know what's going on. Good morning. Oh yeah. Oh wow. I get to talk. I haven't heard from my good friend April in a while. Welcome, April. Wow.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I scroll through TikTok and I get just angrier and angrier.
Speak on it, please.
I'm so tired of this. I'm just like, why did we fight so hard to keep Trump out of office? Did we not know this shit was going to happen?
Wow.
Did we not tell people for years this was going to happen? I'm so sick of it. They're talking about this woman and saying she should have been home with her children. I'm angry that she wasn't thinking about her children by going and protesting. I think she was absolutely thinking of her children. She was fighting for her children's future because she saw the darn regime that's going on now.
Yeah.
She saw the damage that was happening to this country. I'm so upset, Zeus. It's just, I'm just sick to my stomach with these people.
Thank you.
Sick.
She was fighting for her children. Isn't it amazing how they always try to say what you should have been doing when they are caught doing wrong? Isn't it amazing how they're able to do that?
Absolutely. And they turn everything around. Oh, he had the right to be there. He was there videotaping. You have actual showing how far away from the car he was when he was in front of the car.
Yeah.
You have all of this, and their eyes are denying them. George Orwell told us this. They will deny what they see with their own eyes.
Wow.
To stand up for this. And where did we see this in history, Zeus? 1930s Germany, when the German people sat on their ass and didn't do a thing till it was too late.
Wow.
I'm just so upset, Zeus.
Yeah,
it's just heartbreaking.
Do you think that these folks know they're doing wrong by supporting this administration, or do you genuinely believe they're in the right? What do you think?
No, I don't think they do. I think they've been propagandized because they don't realize how their algorithm works. And all they're seeing is from that point of view.
Yeah.
If they would just like or anything, even if they don't like the liberal, like something of theirs, then their algorithm will show other things to them. They've been propagandized, just like the German people were propagandized into believing the government gave a crap about them.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening. Some of them, I can't say all, but some of them just don't. They want to burn it all down to the ground.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're racist. They're homophobics. They're transphobics. But, they don't care. They're going to go with what Trump says. It doesn't matter. He doesn't give a crap about America. Anything he's done in this time, in a year's time has not been beneficial for us one bit. The American people. It's all for the rich. It's all for foreign countries.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well,
I'm just losing it.
Some people are saying it's good that we invaded Venezuela. It's good we're, going to, possibly, get Iran because, we got to protect America, and that's a part of America's first policy. What do you think of that?
That's propaganda. That's propaganda.
Yeah. Yes.
We have no right to take over a sovereign country, just like Greenland, everything else.
Yeah.
They're playing Risk while we're playing real life. That's what's happening here.
Wow.
They're playing a board game. Oh, I'm going to move this. I'm going to take over this country. I'm going to do this. What makes him any better than Putin? What makes him any better than Bibi Netanyahu? What makes him any better than any of these people trying to take over other areas?
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's no better. He's like we've been telling people, he wanted to be a dictator. He is exactly a dictator right now.
Yeah.
Now he's coming up against the American people.
Wow. Do you think the Democrats' rhetoric is the problem, April? Because that's one of the things that I continue to keep hearing. We shouldn't refer to him as the mustache man. We shouldn't call the ICE agents the Gestapo. If we weren't talking like that, Nicole would probably still be alive. Do you believe or subscribe to that narrative?
Absolutely not. If you sit quietly, how did we get civil rights? Was it people sitting on their butt saying, "Oh, this government's correct. We need to keep it like this. I believe in Jim Crow. I believe in this."
Yeah.
No, it was the people that stood up.
Thank you.
And said something and protested and marched and all.
Yeah.
That's how we got civil rights.
Yeah. So what we're seeing happening in America when people are out here standing up and protesting, that's actually a good thing, right? Because it's showing we're not going to be complicit with the evil acts of this current administration.
Absolutely. I mean, how can you change things by sitting on your couch doing nothing? How can if you're not voicing, if you're not showing your difference to what's going on right now, and you're just sitting there, nothing changes. It stays the status quo. But the people that marched in civil rights and gave everyone these rights that we have now, it's the same thing going on now because he's stripping everything away from the American people.
Bingo.
It's crazy. I just had to vent. I was listening, but I said,
No, you got it out. You got it out. Thank you, April. Thank you. You don't have to apologize because one of the things that I'm trying to help people understand, especially is they get upset when they say it's the white liberal woman that's ruining the country. And I'm sitting back going, why are you saying that? Because if you're really paying attention, you need the white liberal woman to help get progress in this country. All right. And so it's amazing how they've been able to turn this whole thing a good thing and they made it look like it's a bad thing. And you go, these same folks, they get on the Democrats, but if it wasn't for the Democrats, they wouldn't be able to have access to a credit card. They wouldn't have access to a 40-hour work week. They wouldn't have health care. You know what I'm saying? They're spitting in the face of the people that are actually trying to help them because of the evil and the hatred in their hearts. So, April, I got to say it. Thank you so much because you're not allowing them to get away with it by holding their feet to the fire and telling the truth. Seriously.
It's like preaching to the wall.
Yeah.
It absolutely with some of these people that are on TikTok. And I don't know if they just do it for clicks or whatever. We're standing up, voicing and doing things to make a difference in this country.
Amen.
Not just aligning with the regime, as I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
Aligning with the regime and agreeing to everything.
Yeah.
Why do they not know history?
Yeah.
Why do they not know this is how easy it was for Mustache Man to do what he done?
Thank you. And they don't understand what goes around comes around. It's the simplest, the simplest law of the land, right? What goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. They don't see that if they give Donald Trump permission to blast a person in the face, eventually it'll happen to them. They don't see it.
No, they don't. And that's the problem we have with social media, the algorithms. Because, just like me scrolling through videos, 99.9% of the time, you're going to see videos agreeing with your stance.
Yeah.
You have to move outside that. You've got to like, you've got to comment, you've got to do something on the other side's videos to get some of that algorithm show to you where you can see outside the box.
Tell them, April.
It's crazy. People forget how easy people are propagandized.
Yeah.
The Republican Party is great at it.
Yeah.
Just like Kristi Noem coming out right after this happened and determining what happened, gave you a false narrative of what happened. And Donald Trump did the same thing. They get in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Before investigation's even done. It's crazy.
Yeah. Just like they did when Charlie Kirk was unalive, they immediately had the rollout. It's the radical left, it's their rhetoric, blah, blah, blah. And then here we are months later. It's Candace Owens talking about, oh, this is an inside job and it involves Israel. And then you got Erica Kirk doing her grieving tour. And I'm going, oh, wait a minute. Whatever happened to us, that story you told us about, it was the left that did it.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's the same. I've seen these people posting her arrest record.
Yeah.
And they've pulled it off X. And this is where they're getting their information is off X. They see something. And if you would realize and just read it, you realize it's AI because at the top it says she was 44 years old, born in 1980. Is that her arrest record? No, she was 37.
Wow. Facts.
It's crazy.
Facts. W. April. They have no truth in them, April. But you've exposed it, rightfully so. All right.
Well,
Listen, we gotta
I
get
just
up outta
wanted to vent, and it's a long time seeing you.
here. Yeah. You too. It's nice hearing from you and seeing you today. All right.
Nice seeing you too. Thank you, Zeus.
All right. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. That's my beautiful friend April. No lies detected. Wow. Greetings, Santana. Nice to see you, brother. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, listen, we cooked and we booked this morning, and we gave every Trump voter that joined the show, we gave them every single Trump voter, an ample opportunity to get up here and try to defend their dear leader. But they understand what's going on. They understand they're in deep, deep trouble. And the question MAGA has to deal with right now, because you're going to lose the midterms, and Donald Trump's already prophesying that he is going to be impeached. What are you Trump voters going to do once the tides turn, all right, and folks start getting held accountable for these are real war crimes? MAGA, you are committing war crimes. And trust me, the statute of limitations, it'll surprise you, but you eventually will have to be held accountable. Cosmo, I'm not lying. Vegas girl, I'm not lying. You need to think about that. You really do. While you're out here defending this evil stuff, because the majority of the electorate, maybe they're not out here as vocal as folks like me and all of the panelists, but they're sitting in their worlds and they're going, I don't want to live in a country where there's men and women in uniform that should be, fighting wars in a foreign theater, but they're not. They're here basically doing the job of local law enforcement without any training. The majority of America rejects that. The majority of America rejects bigotry and xenophobia seriously. The majority of Americans know the domestic T's in the country tend to be these so-called Christian white guys out here who worship Donald Trump, that have serious anger management issues, going around thinking that they're somehow God's greatest gift to the planet because they got a sidearm on them. We all see through this facade. It's disgusting and it's vile. These are some of the most race-baiting, evil, disgusting, vile people I've ever heard. And they'll always bring up, whenever you catch them, you shine a light on them in their acts. You know what they'll do? Joe Biden. Oh, give me a break. Barack Obama. Give me a break. The Democrats. If the it goes back to that guy. I was surprised, honestly, the guy that I told you about was wearing a diaper on his way to essay a child. I'm surprised he didn't bring up Joe Biden. Because a demon would do something that silly. I'm only here because Joe Biden sniffed kids, so I felt it was acceptable. Do you think we don't see that you folks are sick and disgusting creatures. It really is. You put all these things in your profile. Oh, I'm a Christian. Why do you even put you're a Christian? Why do you even put anything about Charlie Kirk or anything else? And when we all can see right now, you're suffering. You're miserable people inside and out. Think about it, Dame. Am I lying, Dame? Be honest, Dame. Something's going on that you don't want to have us really address. I got people here could give you professional help if you got therapy needs or something like that. Maybe you too, Kimmy. Maybe you, Vegas girl. Maybe y'all. Maybe what's really happening is you're a broken person. Maybe what's really happening is you're a broken person and you haven't done the work on yourself. And you're putting the burden on all of us innocent Americans. I'm not responsible for putting you back together. I'm not. This is not Humpty Dumpty. You don't got king's horses and king's men trying. No. You need to go sit your behinds down and meditate on why your life is the way it is. And when you really come to reality, you'll realize Joe Biden had nothing to do with it. Maybe you are a loser. Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. Maybe you are a terrible person. Vegas girl. Maybe you're not a Christian, Marsha. And the list goes on and on. Have you ever thought about it? Maybe you are a difficult person to be in a relationship with. Maybe you'd have TDS. Have you ever really sat down and thought about that? Or are you going to let years and years of your life go by before you then realize 10 years later, you know what? Zeus was right. I am a sick person. Zeus was right. Donald Trump did do what we saw in the Epstein files in Lake Michigan and in Oklahoma and with the limo driver, Dallas, Texas. Maybe, imagine 10 years of your life have passed. Because we've already done 10 years with Donald Trump already. And there's people voted for this man 3 times. I came for him. I went to, and they're going, the John Shaw man, he says, I can't even deal with it. I'm not even a Trump voter anymore. Why are you not a Trump voter? Because of the Epstein files. That says everything right there. That says everything right there. Let that be the lesson of the day, ladies and gentlemen. MAGA, no one is the problem. The problem is you. And this is why I say you're the worst of the worst and the scum of the earth. All right, seriously, I got to get up out of here. You all deserve a huge round of applause. Yeah, Kimmy, prove me wrong, Kimmy. Prove us wrong. Prove to us you're a real good person. Come on up here right now, Kimmy. Tell us all you're a good person. I got 2 minutes for you, Kimmy. Just come on up here and tell us all why you're a good person. I promise you, Kimmy won't do it. Where's Kimmy at right now? She had so much to say to me. Tell us all, Kimmy, why you believe we got it all wrong about you, Kimmy. Come on up here real quick. I know you don't got all morning, neither do I. Just send me a guest request, Kimmy. Come up here and tell all of us. Oh, there she is right there. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Watch her. She said she ain't going to do it. Watch. Come on up here, Kimmy. Nope. Look at her. Nope. We work. Nope. Driving. You know, Kimmy, it's amazing that you would lie just like that. You've been doing a lot of texting. You've been doing a lot of texting while driving. Are you texting while driving, Kimmy? Go ahead and confess you're committing a crime right now on my show, Kimmy. You're texting while driving? See if she puts yes in the comment section. Kimmy, just type yes so we can get it on the record that you're texting while driving. So she wrote, I'm driving in the first. Yep, voice texting. Oh, I didn't ask you to tell us what kind of voice texting you were doing, Kimmy. How are you voice texting and having the audio play through the speakers at the same time, Kimmy? Kimmy, you just make, I mean, Kimmy, you must have been driving to work for 3 hours. She's been driving to work for 3 hours. Where you work at, Kimmy? Let me go. See, there's this thing called the 5 whys. You just ask why 5 times. Kimmy, how far, where you work at? Where's the work at? How far you work from home? How far you work from home, Kimmy? Somebody wrote Kroger's. I got to get out of here. See, don't even tell us, Kimmy. I was just joking. I don't want you to, I don't want you to get yourself into a lot of trouble on this app. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here. But before I want to say a special thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, Moderator panelists. Because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Entertaining, educational, and very, very engaging. She works for ICE. Oh, y'all bad out here, all right? And then on that note, I got to also give one last round of booze and shame. And you know exactly who this round of booze and shame go out to. It goes out to all the Zeus haters and all of the liars out there that just continue to say all kinds of evil, disgusting things and don't provide us with any evidence as to where they're getting it from. So it's not really like you're looking up this stuff. It's in your hearts. You're a bunch of evil, sick people, and you just want people to, suffer. Look at that. We got a violation. I know who did it. That's why I knew I had to get up out of here, but I'll do it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these crybabies straight to hell. Kimmy, stop it.
Silence.
Stop it, Kimmy.
MAGA Damon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Take care and stay safe and have a great, great rest of your morning. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Gotta wait the chain out. Get injected with some power. Pull some strings. Level up.
If you don't like the show, get on out of here.
Came from the trenches, now we ballin' up.
Have a great rest of your morning. Presidential, watch your ops.
Drippy saucy, got the foot.
Stay safe too. And stop recording. No excuses. Hey, she did. Got the game in a show. Hey, look at all the Zeus haters coming out the woodwork. Now all of a sudden they got something to say. W Sarah, let's go. Yeah, making history right here. Let's go. Posted in the Oval Office, trapped in the zone. Hey. We are out of here. You see how they want to report their checkers. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, teams are us. They having a meltdown right now. Got the vision, HD, clear, black with the moves, turn your dreams into chandeliers. Stay working, but they holding in the quarter. Pressure 1600, I'm the one flexing, I'm the new successor. Let's go. Release the Epstein files, yeah. Get on out there, keep kicking butt.
No cap, I'm the wild king, in the storm, got the glow. Like I'm leaning out of song, trying to glitch, but my code is unbreakable. Ski-Dee through the storm, legacy unshakable. See me in my grip.
Hey, make the whole world flip. Release the tiny tank top, Tim Miles. Hey, y'all wild out there. Y'all really are. Wow. You wanted it, Donnie. You got it. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here. Have a great rest of your morning. See you tomorrow.